This video is sponsored by King's Turkey Legs and Wings. Yes, that's right, King's Turkey Legs and Wings. As you can see, I got me a big old turkey leg from over there. And also some ribs. Yes, there's also ribs. And there's also other foods over there. But don't worry, there will be more information about King's Turkey Legs and Wings later on in the video. But for right now, let's enjoy the start of the review like I'm about to enjoy the start of these ribs and this turkey leg. Oh yeah, that's some good eating now. Oh yeah, what's up everybody? It's me, King. It's your boy King Gabe, and of course,
and this is Queen Tina.
Oh, so I guess so. You probably already guessed where this is gonna be heading. Say the new groove, Emperor's new groove there. Yep, and like I said, that's one reason why we picked the sponsorship we did there. You know, Emperor, Kings. Seemed like a nice fit there.
Something that relates to royalty.
Right, and there are scenes of Kuzco having quite an appetite in it, despite how skinny he is there. Which, yeah, I get. But then I thought about, he is eating a lot of vegetables there, so that could be that could be part of it there. Maybe the vegetables are kind of keeping him slim. Yeah, because I mean I did see some meat, but yeah, if he's eating both of them, yeah, a lot of the veggies that he be taking in could be counteracting that there. I know in my case, I do eat some veggies, but I'm kind of more of a fruit person there, which kind of looking forward to getting more fruit in my diet there, since I like me some fruit,
I admit there are times I do eat a lot, depending on how I'm feeling and my situation, and I do eat fruits and vegetables, and I should eat more fruits and vegetables more often, because lately I admit there are times I don't have the time to eat more fruits and vegetables. I only eat a little bit, but not a larger amount all the time. But at least I still get my exercise on a daily basis.
Oh yeah, we all did, especially you work somewhere like Kroger.
Yes. Yeah. And when it comes to salty foods and sweet foods, I'm more into salty than sweet all the time. I'm more into salty foods.
More of the savory, huh?
Yes. I eat sweet sometimes, but I'm more into salty foods like chips and stuff.
Yeah. So we kind of got a little bit of both going on. We do little bit of a health, but we do splurge a little bit here and there,
Yeah.
as a lot of folks do, But like I told one of my coworkers at work, they trying to eat healthy, Gabe. Doing the best I can. Yeah, doing the best I can.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, let's dive right into a little bit more than the Emperor's diet, but also what's going on in this movie.
Yes. I think it's based on an original story called Emperor's New Clothes. I think they chose the groove part because they just want more exciting and funny.
That, and it could also be maybe they're trying to be a little creative with the story.
Yes.
Yeah, so and it turned into a fourth, and not only just a funny story, but a fourth wall breaking movie too. And it's a lot of fourth wall breaks. Matter of fact, some of you might not know this, and I didn't even know this. I mean, I knew it was a random movie with fourth walls and stuff, but this movie had no script.
It didn't? It's like certain movies that don't have a plot at all.
Yeah, it was sort of like what they say about the first Iron Man movie for the MCU. They sort of, now I think they may have had somewhat of a script with Iron Man, but there was a lot of places where they ad-libbed a lot of that stuff as they went along. Some parts of the script were being written as the movie was being made.
Wow.
Emperor's New Groove. Now, what they went on was a lot of like storyboard ideas and pieces of what could we put in this movie or what we could do, and they just put them like in a little line as they went along the movie, and there you have a movie. So that's which explains and scenes why like when Yzma was chasing Cusco and Pacha, her and Kronk, and they got struck by lightning, but all of a sudden they get back to the castle before they do. How'd you get back here before we did?
How did we get back here before they did, Kronk?
Oh, you got me. By all accounts, it doesn't make any sense.
And show the charts.
Yeah, that's the advantage of the fourth wall break, because they were able to address a lot of those little plot holes and make some comedy jokes out of them.
Imagine the first 4 Avengers movies with no script.
Well, I guess it'd be like what they came, like I mentioned with Iron Man, sort of.
Yes.
Kind of coming as they went along there. Avengers may have. I don't think. Like I said, I think it was more of Iron Man, but yeah, in a way, it's possible that they could have had something like that with the Avengers there, because there were some ad-libs there, which, there's ad-libs in a lot of movies, but there was quite a bit of ad-libbing even in Avengers, like Tony Stark with the blueberries.
Yes.
That was actually because Robert Downey Jr. Had a lot of snacks on set.
Oh.
Yes, he snacked a lot even when they were shooting.
Wow, and they just added in there.
Right, so he was literally eating blueberries for real.
I know actors tend to ad-libs when the writers are on strike.
Like Transformers 2, that's what I've heard on that.
Yeah, they had to ad-lib their lines because of the writer's strike many years ago.
And sometime even well, I guess yeah, I guess sometimes even now, depending on what it is there.
Yes.
Yeah.
At least the writers got what they deserve now.
Well, that's what we hope they are.
Yeah, they need. Not only just actors need more respect, but writers do need more respect because they are a part of the project. Well, a big part.
Yep. Yes, that is an important thing indeed. Yeah.
Yes. As well as crew members too, behind the scenes. Don't forget them.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, like you say, so with this movie, as random as it was, if you pointed out, with Yzma and Kronk, it begins, of course, with a narrating montage. Yep, part of the fourth wall break by having Kuzco narrate it. Yeah,
And you see a sad, lonely little llama.
Oh yeah.
And this llama looks so sad that I can imagine it Japanese animated and would have big old eyes.
He kind of went for that a little bit because they did. His eyes did get pretty big. But in the Jap, they probably go chibi on him.
Imagine me as a llama. If I was a llama, I know I would have longer hair.
Well, I think you'd probably be like there were some cases of female llamas in the Emperor's New School.
Yeah.
I guess you'd probably be like one of those there.
A female llama.
Yeah. Or either the one that Pacha had, I think, was female, Misty.
Oh, Misty.
Uh-huh.
Except where it would look different.
Yeah. So, yeah, we get the sad llama, and he's like, I was the world's nicest guy, and they treated me bad for no reason.
That's how everybody feels in the real world.
Yeah, until the truth is always revealed, so. But before we get into how he got there,
yeah,
we get the montage, and none of it. You're probably gonna be like, how did you not know that, Gabe? Those of you who've seen the movie, but I imagine this now. Before I found this out, I imagined like, man, what if Tom Jones was singing that thing, or Elvis or something like that? Because he kind of looked like a little Elvis the way they animated the singer.
Yeah.
That actually was Tom Jones singing. I was like, wow.
Hey, imagine the Emperor's New Groove took place in Africa and the theme song guy is James Brown.
He'd be like, hey!
Hey! He is the sovereign ruler of the nation. He's the image God of creation. He's the Alpha and the Omega, A to Z. Hey!
Yes.
Yeah, he be doing all that.
Hey!
If it did take place in Africa, I would say like the high-end countries in Africa, like Egypt, or even South Africa, the high-end country.
Or probably where that movie Coming to America took place.
Yes.
That kingdom there.
Yeah, or even Wakanda.
Oh yeah, that'd be Black Panther's territory there.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Too bad Wakanda's not real.
yeah, but that would be cool because we get some vibranium.
Yes.
Would you like some vibranium?
I don't care if I have a ring that made out of vibranium.
I know it'd be valuable, that's for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, and since we brought that up, before I continue, answer this question in the comment section. Which do you think would win, vibranium or aluminium?
Oh boy, it's a tough decision since they are really valuable metals.
And they say it's supposed to be the toughest metals in the Marvel universe.
Wow. I might go for platinum, possibly.
Platinum, vibranium. Oh boy. Well, so yeah, of course, there's no vibranium in with Kuzco, but he's still a grooving.
Yeah.
Kuzco, until he bumps into a poor old man.
Ouch.
Ow! You threw off my groove.
What is he, a kid?
Pretty much.
Don't get me started. If this happens in real life, I know the old man won't be so merciful. Depending on his age.
Yeah, and of course this one was a little nervous, well, especially being that Cusco's the emperor, because a lot of people were afraid of the rulers back. I'm gonna take this off for now.
Oh.
Yeah, it kind of popped in the back.
Shit, I thought your head was getting on at first.
Well, I think it's a certain way I moved my head when I was doing all my movements and stuff. Yeah, it stays on. It does stay on good. I actually got it too, but sometimes I accidentally put a little too much force in my head turns. There.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I gotta be wary of that because I got a big head. So yeah, like a lot of people in those times scared of their ruler. Not saying everybody, but most people there. The guard comes up. I'm sorry, but you thrown off the Emperor's groove. Dang. Sorry.
I threw off the Emperor's groove.
The groove of which he lived his life. I took it off. Don't get me started if that was Jazz the Emperor bumped into from Fresh Prince.
Uh-oh. He would just throw him out.
Oh my God.
Ow.
Well, that's a longer way to go out than when I get thrown out of Phil's place. Mr. Banks' place there. So, yeah, so the song. So then, of course, after the song and everything, he goes to pick out a bride.
And I noticed all the brides he's picking out, they all look the same, except the hairstyles are different. They could pass off for sisters.
They could. You never know. They could have been sisters from maybe some royal family presented all their daughters.
Wow.
For him to pick from. Sort of like you remember Ten Commandments with what's his name? The father. Talking about that father that Moses went to.
I think his name. Okay, I know. I think it's Jethro.
Jethro, yes. And Jethro went to Jethro and he told Moses to pick one of his daughters to wife there. And he ended up choosing Zipporah. Yeah, so. Yeah, sort of like that. But unlike Moses, though, Cusco gotta get all attitude and stuff. Like, yikes, hate your hair. No. Yikes. Double yikes. And let me guess, you have a really good personality. This was the best you could do. And one of them girls, when Kuzco turned his back, was about to come at him, and the others had to hold her back. And she was like,
Imagine they were all black.
They probably then. Well, I put it this way: they might not hold each other back. They might all just jump him. The guards would have to come in there.
Don't get me started if it was targeted for adults, and that girl who wanted to punch Kuzco would just stick up the finger and say "screw you."
Oh boy.
Yes.
Yeah, not so kid friendly.
Yes, I just say targeted for adults.
Yeah. Yeah, she would. But yeah, they probably, if they tried to jump Kuzco, yeah, if not just one girl, but if all of them tried to jump him, yeah, the guards would have to come in there, and considering how many girls and how strong the girls are,
Yes.
the guards might, their chance of success might not be so good depending on how many come in there.
Don't get me started if they were like Wonder Woman's height and they have the body structure like Wonder Woman.
They be taller than Kuzco, and Kuzco might need to be scared of them.
He might just hide himself in a corner somewhere.
Well, he did. We did see scenes of him getting afraid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, angry bride choices aside, we get to Pacha, but before we focus on him, we do get the introduction of Yzma and Kronk, played respectfully by Kronk by Patrick Wahlberg, of course, who you've heard doing the voice of Barkin and Kim Possible.
Yes.
Listen up, people! And of course, Eartha Kitt, God rest her soul, as Yzma.
Yeah.
And she gave a really good performance for Yzma, so good she even offered to come back for the TV series and the sequel to this movie. And let's just say that even earned her a song in the TV series.
Wow. East Metropolis.
Oh yeah, she originally was supposed to get a song in this movie, but the thing is, that version of the movie that she had a song in was a completely different movie. But they ended up changing it, so I guess you could say that's also I guess you could say they kind of owed her back then. So yeah, good thing she did stick around like she did.
I think back in the day she was Catwoman in the Adam West Batman series when she was younger.
Oh yeah, and as said on my old channel,
She's the one true Catwoman.
yeah, she's not too fond of Halle Berry's Catwoman. At least I think that's how it would be if she was here and all of a sudden saw the Halle Berry Catwoman.
Yes. I know that movie was awful.
Yeah, in my case, yeah, which no surprise there, it's a guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
But definitely, as far as something that's good above guilty pleasure level, yeah, Eartha Kitt, yeah. Just saying.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course, Yzma, one thing about it, Kronk and Yzma's, the way they act toward each other and how they bounce off each other, that's actually the way I pictured my character Xavier that I made up for Descendants, the relation between him and Mal, sort of, because Xavier sort of would lose focus at times there. So, Xavier, how did the mission go? Oh, it was a success. As a matter of fact, I even got a date with Jane. Wonderful. Did she give you anything special? Well, not sure if you would call it special, but I mean, might work towards that there. Something very special.
Like, just get to the point.
And he's like, the one, Xavier, the one! I forgot.
It's a part of being a human. We do get lost focus at times.
Yeah, that's That's what I was thinking of when I thought of that idea was Yzma and Kronk, but I guess Mal and Xavier would be like a teen version of them.
I think there are times in my bubbliness issues, Melissa can be out of focus at times.
Oh yeah.
Depending on the situation.
Yes, that's one way of looking at it there.
Yeah.
And especially, and then coming from someone like me with ADHD, yeah. Yeah, I definitely, yeah, I know about being that way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So, of course, Kuzco ends up firing Yzma because he's mad at her for trying to do his job. I'm the emperor, and you're the emperor's advisor. So, who's in my chair? Oh, I know, Yzma. Yzma is in your chair. Good boy, Kronk. Go get the treat. Go get the treat.
What is he, a dog?
In that scene, apparently, I'm okay.
Oh.
So, after dealing with after Yzma storms off, Pacha enters, and he starts talking to him like almost when you first hear the conversation, like, word on the street is you can help me fix my problem. You can help me fix my problem, right? And you see this like emotional music and stuff. Because first time I saw the movie, I was like, okay.
And the type of emotional music, the way it sounds like you might be talking to Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, like maybe there's something going wrong with Kuzco's kingdom or something like that, or maybe some personal problem, like like you just mentioned with Mr. Rogers, like like with Mr. Rogers and the author. Yeah. I thought I'd find you out here, author. I don't think I can go to school tomorrow or ever. Sometime when I'm feeling sad or mad or glad, I like to talk about it. I just don't want them to make fun of me. You don't want them to think you're a little kid anymore. You think you're too old for certain things. Yeah, sort of like a moment like that. But well, it leads to like, where do you find the most sun on this hilltop you live? Oh, right here. These hills sing. Well, that's it. Thanks for coming. I just need an insider's opinion before I okay the spot for my pool. Boom, boss, baby! Kuzco-topia, complete with a water slide.
So I walked all the way down here just to give you an insider's opinion? That's just a waste.
Not to mention announce that she's going to destroy Pacha's home for this summer home.
Don't get me started. This situation happens in the modern day. He will waste his gas.
And probably, yeah, and let's just say if Kuzco went through with this plan, there would be a fight for saving their home. Much like like when you see people be fighting to save certain areas or landmarks or something like that.
Yes.
Like save this area or save the trees, stuff like that. Yeah, they tie themselves down or something like that to stop the man. Yeah, there'll be a fight. And let's just say Yzma, well, now, admittedly, yes, Pacha is upset about this and he has a right to be. However, unlike Pacha, Yzma is angry with her situation to the point, well, it's good you're taking out your anger on these little stone heads of Kuzco instead of the real one.
That's it! I get rid of Kuzco! Don't you see? With him out of the way and no heir to the throne, I will become empress.
So yeah, she plans to kill Kuzco.
Oh. I bet that's how some people feel when it comes with the leaders their rulers and leaders that they are afraid of.
Pretty much, yeah.
That they just want to get rid of them for good. So their problems will be completely over.
Yep. And of course, the scene that every Emperor New Groove fan enjoys.
Pull the lever, Kronk. Round the bar! Why do we even have that lever?
Oh, yeah.
Get out of my way.
The roller coaster to the secret lab.
And they actually, and I think it's at Disney World somewhere there, but there actually is a ride for this. I don't know if it's still there, but I've seen pictures of this as an actual ride in real life.
Shit.
And it had a picture of two people in the front dressed like yzma and kronk. Please remain seated right at all times. Woo! Woo! yzma, wave your hands in the air! And of course, the high five.
And off to the lab.
Yep. And what's yzma's plan, you ask?
I know. First, I'll turn him into a flea. A tiny little flea. And I'll put that flea in a box. And I'll put that box in another box. And I'll make that box to be said. And when it rise, smash it with the hammer. It's brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Genius, I say.
More like a waste of time and postage.
Which she does address that.
Or to save on postage, I'll poison him with this.
Now that idea is better.
Yeah, I probably should have I think this also hints at the movie, not being really scripted, it's just a bunch of ideas put together. Yeah, that probably was one of them. The mail that box. They might have made that one up on the spot when they were making the movie.
Oh.
You never know, because the movie is being random, so yeah, I think that one was made up on the spot. Gotta love it when movies do that and they actually succeed. Not saying every movie should be that way. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying every movie should be at the Emperor's New Groove, but for the ones that if it works for a movie, go with that. Yes, like I say, because every movie is different. Every movie has to be written different according to what the plot for the movie is. Yeah. So. Yeah. So, and actually this yzma, when I first saw her in this movie, I thought of her as a female version of Jafar. And Kuzco, like, sort of similar to Aladdin if Aladdin was a spoiled emperor.
Imagine Jafar and yzma being a thing.
Well, Jafar is old, as the Sultan stated. But you're so old.
How old is he?
Yeah, because he's talking about you will order the princess to marry me. I will order but your princess will marry me. Yeah, I think, but I'm pretty sure however old Jafar is, because they did show him like an old man when he was trying to trick Aladdin into the Cave of Wonders.
Yeah.
I don't think he's referring to the animated one. I don't think he's as old as Yzma though, because Yzma look old as sin.
And I think most people say that she is scary beyond all reason.
Yeah, and one person on TikTok saw in a close-up shot of her when she had a mud mask on and some avocados on her eyes. What? Ah! And this girl on TikTok, she laughed her butt off. She was like, "Oh my goodness, you need to put that cream or something on your head to grow your head back. You look like a skeleton."
I know having a real life yzma is impossible because that's considered anorexic and deadly.
Probably have to CGI that then.
Yes.
Yeah.
If they try to cast yzma.
Right. It'd probably be someone in one of them little suits and have to CGI a live action form of her.
Yes.
That's about the only way I think that would work successfully.
Well, it works for the better version of Captain America because of time constraints.
Yeah. Yeah. And she looked like I mentioned, she looked like a skull. The way her head looked, almost like she could be, if not Jafar's girlfriend, probably Skeletor's girlfriend.
I am Skeletor. I will get He-Man.
Oh boy! So now we know now we know who Skeletor would probably be looking for the date on the dating app.
Yeah.
Someone like Yzma. Hello. So, yeah, and another reason I thought of her as a female Jafar was because she turned into a cobra in the TV series there.
She did.
At a Halloween party. And she just sort of did it at random, though, and everybody was like, ooh, cool costume.
And they think it's a real costume.
Yeah. Yeah. So, of course, with this poison.
So, Kronk, is everything ready for tonight?
Yeah, I thought we started off with soup and a light salad. See how he feels up.
Not the dinner. You know.
Right, the poison for Kuzco. The poison meant to kill Kuzco. Kuzco's poison. The poison for Kuzco. Yeah, this is actually how Kronk talks. Yeah, so they're going to poison him at dinner. Which, because of how Kronk is with his, like I mentioned before, a little trouble with focusing, he sort of messes it up there. Because, like, he actually gets ready to serve him the drink with the poison, but then has to rush off to get his spinach puffs, forgets about it, Yzma has to remind him, and then he forgets which one he put the poison in.
Uh-oh.
So then he ends up just mixing all the drinks together and warns Yzma, don't drink the one poison. Which they pretend to drink the wine. Yes, they do mention wine, even though it's a G-rated film.
Yeah.
Yeah. How come y'all couldn't let Pegasus drink wine in Yu-Gi-Oh? Disney did it. And yeah, that's
Just blame 4Kids for that one.
yeah, and not to mention this movie came out in 2000, around the same time that Yu-Gi-Oh was dubbed.
When it comes to 4Kids dubs, they try to make it kid friendly as much as possible.
Sometimes they go a little overboard there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I get some things to censor out there, but yeah, you know, we can take some stuff, you know. Well, apparently, so Kronk, oh, and also that was another thing at this point, since they mentioned Kuzco was about to turn 18.
Yeah.
Apparently in this, yeah, that's another thing, G-rated movie, Kuzco drinking underage.
Plus, he's from a different country.
So yeah, so probably yeah, maybe the laws are different there. Sort of like
not just a different country, but also a different timeline.
Oh yeah, that could have.
It's a timeline.
Yeah, because I know nowadays the only place you probably could drink at 18 would be Mexico.
Wow.
But anywhere else you have to at least be 20 or 21, as far as I know. Because even in Japan, the Super Sentai of Deca Ranger.
Yeah.
Good little boys and girls, you must be at least 20 to drink.
Wow.
Yeah. That was the words of the Pink Deca Ranger.
Yes. I know the drinking age is still 21 in America.
So I guess it must have been really different back then for a 17-year-old to have a glass of wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't do that nowadays. I think it goes for all countries now. Depending on where you live.
Pretty much, yeah. So, of course, turns out this isn't poison, and it's extract of llama because he starts turning into a llama. And also, there was something that someone pointed out that I don't think that either me or you noticed there.
What?
You notice when Yzma splashed the wine over in a plant?
Yeah.
Did you notice that plant became a llama?
It did?
Yeah, not a real llama, but it became the shape of a llama.
Oh, I didn't notice.
Neither did I until someone pointed it out on YouTube.
Oh.
Yeah, so apparently it turned the plant into one too.
But except the plant, except it's lifeless.
Yeah, or it's a different type of life form than, a human now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Kuzco starts turning to a llama, and apparently Kuzco is not very noticeable of things around it, because okay, you're turning into a llama, that snout's gonna come out. Cause I mean, you take like, I can look down
Yeah.
and see my nose a little bit,
Yeah.
and my mustache and stuff.
Yeah.
If a llama snout popped out of my face, yeah, I kind of would notice that. Like, oh, yeah. Sort of like Teen Wolf when he noticed his wolf snout.
Yes.
Jeez Louise. But yeah, Kuzco is not very noticeable of things around him there. Especially the part with his hands turn into llama hooves there.
If I was transforming into a cat, I would notice because of the whiskers on my face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you would notice your face feel a little furry and all that.
Yes. And when I would see my hands, I would just scream and then look in the mirror.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, but she'd be one fine cat though. So, apparently, how are Yzma and Kronk gonna get out of this? Hit him on the head. They knock Kuzco out, and she asks Kronk to take him out the town and finish the job. But Kronk can't go through with doing that. He actually puts Kuzco down a river in a bag.
Ooh.
Yeah, after singing his own theme song.
Oh.
So he puts him down so Kuzco will float to his death, I guess, in the river fall. And then he starts to feel bad about it.
Oh.
And this is where we get to see Kronk's conscience. You're not just going to let him die like that, are you? Why, shoulder angel.
Don't listen to that guy. He's just trying to lead you down the path of righteousness. I'm gonna lead you down the path that rock. Come off. You come off it.
Listen up, big guy. I got 3 reasons why you should just walk away. First, look what he got.
He got that sissy stringy music thing.
It's a harp, and you know it. That's a harp.
And that's a dress.
Rope.
And look what I can do.
And he does a handstand, the devil Kronk.
Trying to show off.
Pretty much, because, yeah, I guess you can't do a handstand in a robe. Yeah, so Kronk ends up getting Kuzco out of the river. But what is he going to do now? He accidentally trips and the bag ends up on Pacha's cart.
Oh.
That's going to come back to haunt me. Yeah, and let's just say so Pacha, he comes home to his loving family, of course, there, which is his wife, a couple of kids, and of course a baby on the way. And, well, he wonders how he's going to tell his wife about this until Kuzco pops out the bag. I know. Touchy. Demon Llama! Demon Llama!
Ain't freaked out?
Yeah, when he looked at Misty. Funny thing that I actually wrote that one to Kroger Force version 2 when Donald turned into a bird to go after, I think, a wasp or something like that. And one of the co-workers saw this. He didn't know the bird was Donald. He said, "Ah! Wasp and a demon bird!" Wasp and a demon bird, oh Lord.
When I think of a demon bird, I think of an evil chicken.
You mean like from Courage the Cowardly Dog, that alien chicken kind of?
Yes.
Oh.
Or even an evil rooster.
Oh dear. Well, let's see. Yep, and like it's and then of course Kuzco finds out he's a llama when he looks in the river. My face! I don't know everything. I remember telling you I was gonna build my pool and my summer home, and you got mad and you turned me into a llama. What? And then you kidnapped me and brought me to your village. Why would I kidnap a llama? I don't know. You're the criminal mastermind here, not me. That's giving you way too much credit. So Kuzco tried. He asks Pacha to help him home, but Pacha says he's not going to help him unless he builds a summer home somewhere else. And well, Kuzco's like, "Forget you. I'll find my own way home." And that turns about as well as you think it would there. So, which leads to him running into some jaguars.
Oh dear.
Also, there's a squirrel he meets too there that tries to be nice to him, but Kuzco has to be a butthole.
Hit the road, Bucky.
Ouch.
Oh, and the squirrel does get his revenge
Ooh.
by blowing up a balloon.
No, Papa.
All the jaguars wake up. Woohoo! Just when you think it's all over for Kuzco, well, Pacha didn't want to do it, but that good moral in him, and he still came to save him. Of course, it leads to them. Well, as Kuzco would put it, don't tell me we're about to go over a huge waterfall. Sharp rock at the bottom, most likely. Bring it on. Booyah! Down the waterfall like Will Smith in Wild Wild West. So when he went down that silo. Yeah. And of course this puts Kuzco out cold where, yeah, Pacha has to perform CPR. Yeah. And for all of you who are, because I've seen some people on YouTube talking about Kuzco is a princess. This is, as Pacha say, this is not a kiss. Trying to do mouth to mouth to get Kuzco back. Yeah, and besides, Pacha has a wife and kids. And we know Kuzco definitely has it for the ladies. He's just real picky and diva about it.
He's sort of like a playboy.
Pretty much a diva playboy. So like if Tony Stark was extremely picky.
Which I highly doubt he is.
Yeah, considering what we saw in Iron Man.
Yes.
So, yeah, Pacha says he's not going to help Kuzco get home unless he chooses not to destroy his home. And back at the palace, we have a funeral for Kuzco, but sort of like the funeral for Mufasa, except one little thing. Nobody really cares about Kuzco.
I think they're all glad that they're gone. That he's gone.
Pretty much, it's either that or they just okay. So he was in charge.
He ain't getting any better. Back to work.
Yeah, let's just go.
Yeah, but then she finds out that, but unlike Hades and Hercules, she finds out that Kronk didn't kill Kuzco.
He's still alive.
Oh,
Well, it'd be kind of awkward if he came back.
You think?
Okay. Oh boy. So of course they have to go out and look for him, and next day Kuzco agrees to build his summer home somewhere else so Pacha can take him home, but it turns out it's a trick because Pacha gets stuck down a rope bridge and Kuzco refuses to help him, revealing that he lied.
ooh.
Like, we shook hands on it!
Oh, look, it's Kuzco the betrayer.
Yeah, except he kind of was like this from the beginning of the movie. Yeah, he's sort of was like that already. But of course, you all know the saying, God don't like ugly.
Yeah.
Kuzco gets stuck on the bridge.
Oh.
And this leads to Pacha and him fighting each other. Let's end this. Ladies first.
Ooh.
Ding ding.
Them be fighting words. And of course, the rope bridge is completely destroyed now.
Ow.
And you know, one thing I always wonder, what is with all these rope bridges in the first place? Because I know you're gonna say probably a different timeline and stuff, but there are even films in the modern era where they have rope bridges in places. Like, because Duke Devlin drove over one in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
Don't make me turn this car around. So eventually, Pacha and Kuzco are able to work together to get to safety after some alligators and some scorpions and some bats. Where's Batman when you need him?
Because of a lot of bats.
Uh-huh. And they succeed, and Kuzco, without thinking, saves Pacha. Look at me in my bad self. I snatched you out of the air. I'm a crumbly little cannon wall. I'm gonna. And this reveals that he actually can be a good person.
He can.
Mm-hmm.
Not anyone can be that heartless.
Pacha, he agrees to help Kuzco home, as well as also get Kuzco something to eat there. And you know, it's too bad that we had a different time period back then, because if they were in this day and time, they'd be able to eat over at King's. King's Turkey Leg and Barbecue, yeah. They'd be able to get a lot of good food over there.
Hey there, how y'all doing? This is King out here, the King Turkey Legs. By here with my man Gabe, come by here. Want to shout me out here at the King's Turkey Leg, 2700 Quinton and Hearn Avenue. We served up the delicious turkey leg, turkey wings, turkey necks. We have ribs. You can get the turkey leg stuffed with shrimp Alfredo, mac and cheese. And also you can get ribs with potato salad and beans. As we speaking here, I got one of my longtime customers coming up here. A nice young lady that's been with me for years. One of my favorite customers right there.
Y'all need to come on down to the King.
Yeah.
You won't be disappointed.
Hey, so come on out to King's Turkey Leg, 2700 Quinton and Hearn. 318-617-1901. We are from Thursday through Sunday, from 11 to 8. Come on out. Ain't no love like the King love. King love everybody. Peace.
And also over at the King's, snow cones available in the summertime. Okay, so back to the review and everything. Turns out the restaurant doesn't allow llamas, so this leads to Kuzco having to disguise himself as a lady, so him and Pacha can pretend like they're a couple on a honeymoon there. Yeah, and he's still not a princess. This is a disguise, like Bugs Bunny them would do sometime.
He has one day disguise themselves as a female.
Right, or even Martin Lawrence in the Big Mama's House trilogy. You know, when he went undercover as Big Mama.
Yeah.
Lord, 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 Lord.
He would just say, I'm only doing this for a job.
Pretty much.
This is my job.
He did, and he did state that there in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Yzma and Kronk show up at the restaurant just as Kuzco goes to complain to the chef because, yeah, I kind of got to go with Kuzco on that pill bug there. Like, what was that? Huh? Do I look like Timon and Pumbaa to you?
And I know it's Pacha drink the pill bug out of a straw.
Yeah, it's, I didn't think about it then, but you started to make me think of
What?
that movie Ants from DreamWorks.
Yes.
When he's like, I don't feel comfortable drinking from the anus of another creature. Yeah, literally, that's how the cups were for the ants.
Oh.
Suit yourself.
Like, more from me.
Yeah. Don't ask. So, of course, once Yzma and Kronk get there, and also Yzma complains about the cooking, and of course Pacha recognizes when he hears them talking about Kuzco, tries to go in there to warn Kuzco, but ends up in some wacky antics of Kuzco and Yzma going back and forth by the kitchen.
Oh dear.
As well as Kronk when he ends up having to take over for the chef because he quits due to the complaining. Yeah.
And he took a pot as well as the ladle and the entire thing he cooked with him.
Yeah, he was pretty ticked. Guess it's not. I want kind of makes you think about some fast food employees when they get really upset on the job there.
Yes.
Yeah. Careful how you treat the employees at the fast food place or any restaurant in general. But the reason I emphasize the fast food place is because as a friend of mine at work said, who used to work fast food,
yes,
it is a lot more than you think if you working back there, like especially in the kitchen and stuff, having to clean all that stuff up.
Ouch.
Yeah, this talking about after hours when you're not serving customers. Yeah, so it's a lot more than that of retailer stores. more than even I knew. And I actually thought about working at a Whataburger once, but no, I think I'm sticking with Kroger. Well, so yeah, Pacha does manage to get Kuzco away after, the going back and forth antics and happy birthday to Yzma. Well, he tries to tell Kuzco that Yzma and Kronk are going to kill him. Kuzco doesn't believe Pacha and runs off, but he quickly finds out. But Pacha's gone when he comes back. And that's what leads you to that scene that we saw at the beginning of the movie.
Yes.
So as you can see, I'm the victim here. They did everything wrong, and I did. Oh, give it a rest. Even Kuzco's calling himself out. Yeah, Kuzco actually scolds himself as a narrator.
Wow.
They saw the... You're not fooling anyone. They saw the whole thing. Why? I'm just saying, leave me alone.
Now when he said leave me alone, sound like a lone little kid.
Yeah, I think that's where Kuzco had a bit of realization and revelation.
Yes.
Yeah, realizing that he wasn't as good as he thought he was.
Yes.
Of course, Kronk has a bit of a moment that night too, sleeping in his little mini tent.
And he's still happy about it. Yzma get the big tent even though she's small. And Kuzco, no, not Kuzco, I mean Kronk gets the little tent. And he's still happy about it. Despite being treated unfairly.
I guess Kronk is like SpongeBob a little bit.
Yes.
With muscles, though.
Mixed with Cinderella.
Yeah, it's a male Cinderella, I suppose, there.
Except when it comes to Cinderella, she expressed her emotions of how she really feels.
Yeah, despite her... But the only reason she went through it, a lot of that wasn't because of just, she liked it, but she felt that was all she could do.
I think her emotions really burst out after her stepsisters ripped her mom's dress. I think that's all the emotions she held in this whole time.
Yeah, that would be the breaking point.
Yes.
So, yep. Well, in Kronk's case, though, and see, this is the they say Kronk always while he's asleep. The peasant from the diner. He didn't pay his check. The peasant from the diner. He was the one that Kuzco card fell into, and then we're leaving the city. So if we go to a village, we find Kuzco, and we... Oh yeah, it's all coming together. Yeah, all this came to him in his sleep.
Yes. Sort
of like Launchpad when Huey said that he revealed the secret location of Fowl while he was asleep. Yeah, Launchpad talks in his sleep. And also he didn't pay his check for it. Definitely made me think of that scene from Rioni Kitchen. That guy that had the really big sword there.
Yeah.
When he left out of this diner that Kenshin and his friends were at, and it was like something happened at the restaurant and made him leave, and then it was like, I wonder who that was. All of a sudden, the waitress is like, "Oh my God, that man forgot to pay his bill." What? Like they really thought she was gonna say something different.
Oh.
Forgot to pay his bill. With that country accent. Oh boy. So of course after that, and also a scary scene from Yzma. What? So it better be good. Ooh, see, she's so scary she made her sneeze.
This just came out of nowhere.
Apparently scarier than I thought.
It just came out of nowhere.
And my point exactly. So Next day, Cusco starts to assume that he'll be a llama forever and decides to live like the llamas until he hears Pacha talking to some of the other llamas. And boy, and this moment between Cusco and Pacha, because especially being that Pacha is actually a parent,
Yes.
and Cusco's like 17 to 18.
Yes.
It makes me think of the prodigal son coming back to his father. Yeah, the minute the father saw him, they embraced him and like, my son has returned. And in Pacha's case, he showed in a different type of way. He looked at Cusco, had a smile, and Cusco said, Pacha, about the other day at the restaurant, I'm. So, you tired of being a llama? Yes.
It wouldn't
Yeah.
surprise me if you get these prodigal son moments in reality. It can happen.
And they probably have with some people there.
It doesn't have to be a father and a son.
It could be a
also
daughter. Yeah.
a mother and a daughter, or even a couple who have their arguments,
Yep. Yep. You're right. It can.
or family members and friends as a whole.
And it probably has happened too.
Yes.
Yep. We never know. Any of you watching this had a moment like that? Yeah, let us know.
A prodigal son moment.
Yeah, if any of y'all had a moment like that, if you want to, though. Just saying.
All depends on how you feel about it.
Yeah, I think, ooh, Gable made me down. If you choose to be open with it, there.
If you choose to be private about it, I understand.
Yeah, because they do have. Cause I know there's some, there's sometimes, they say like this is in the family.
Yes.
So.
And like they all say, there are some memories in your life that are better left unsaid.
Yeah, that's what Morty told Adam Sandler in the Click movie.
Yes.
Some memories should stay memories.
They should just stay in your head.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, I definitely gotta look at that movie at some point. Click.
Yeah. Or there's other memories you just have to keep to yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So then of course they go. So Pacha said that the guy gets some stuff from his house, and then they'll be on their way to the palace. And couple of these old guys say, "Hey, we just saw your relatives, Pacha. We sent them to your house. There was this big guy and a skinny old woman. What? She scared me on no reason." So yeah, Yzma and Kronk are at Pacha's house. So Pacha, of course, explains the situation to his wife. And yeah, they come up with a plan to distract Yzma for Pacha and Kronk to get a head start. Which leads to this funny scene where Yzma and Kronk are locked in the closet there. Say, tell us where the talking llama is and we'll burn your house to the ground. Don't you mean or? Tell us where the talking llama is or we'll burn your house to the ground. That's a pretty critical conjunction.
Wow.
Ugh. Break the door down, Kronk. Well, break the door down, are you kidding me? That's hand-carved mahogany.
Yes.
So, and of course, yeah, funny antics, that old Looney Tune gag where you get ready to bust the door down, but the person opens the door.
Yeah.
And she runs out into some glue and feathers and other stuff that makes her look like a chicken. A chicken piñata. And it's kind of funny how Kronk is like actually thinking he was over for a family reunion. I had a great time. Let's not wait till the next family reunion to get together. Although I gotta give it to Kronk, he's good with kids.
Yes. He could pass off as a great father if he wants to.
Probably wouldn't. Yeah, 'cause he was jump. It looks funny, but it was actually kind of sweet seeing him jump rope with the little kids there.
Yes.
It's like funny but sweet. One fell off and bumped his head.
I think there's one advantage about having kids because it can motivate you to do more.
Oh yeah, yep. Just imagine if in Kronk's place if that was Shaq
Yes.
with the kids.
Yes.
Which technically that would work because Shaq's pretty easygoing guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if Shaq has kids in real life.
Never. I kind of hope he does there. 'Cause he
Yeah.
seemed like a pretty good dude to be a daddy there.
Yes.
Yeah.
If he does, he might have some sons possibly. If he does.
You never know there.
Yes.
Sons, possible some daughters. Kids kind of pass on his name there.
I know Kobe has a lot of daughters, but no sons.
Okay, well at least
Almost like Obama's family.
at least they got their next generation to grow up there.
Yes.
That's at least bloodline continues there.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, of course, we get a chase scene there. Yzma Kronk chasing after Pacha and Kuzco, and yes, I did not notice this. Well, okay, I did see it, but I didn't think about this. There's a scene where they, what I mentioned about the broken rope bridge that got destroyed.
Yes.
Well, what Pacha had to get from the house was some rope and an arrow, so that explains where he got that from. Yeah, because when you mentioned getting some supplies, so that's what he was getting since the rope bridge was destroyed.
Oh.
So him and Kuzco could get across.
I see.
Yeah, and fast, and of course Yzma and Kronk had this little flying thing, but then he got struck by lightning. Dun, 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 dun. But as soon as Pacha and Kronk come down to the secret lab, it's got to be in here somewhere. Lions, tigers, bears. Oh my!
And she got the real potion that turns Kuzco back into a human.
Yep. Also referencing the Wizard of Oz. Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my! Wait, how did you get back here before we did?
How did we get back here before they did, Kronk?
Oh, you got me. Once again, by all accounts, it doesn't make any sense.
Oh well.
And she orders Kronk to kill Kuzco, but we get another moment of Angel and Devil Kronk. You're not gonna punk out now, are you? The Devil Kronk shows up first this time. Where's the other guy? And apparently Angel Kronk must have been at the hair salon. I guess maybe he was gonna get some dreadlocks like I once had, which most people don't believe I ever had. even though I did have dreadlocks once before I shaved my head.
Yes.
But yeah, some people think it's a myth.
To me, I prefer to have braids because dreadlocks can be hard to unravel.
Yes, they are. Speaking from when I actually had, and it's hard to maintain on you because I'm gonna be honest, I had no idea how to. Now see, like you just said with the braids, yeah, it's because even you, I've seen you braid your hair too there.
Yes, because my hair is long enough to braid on my own.
So, but yeah, see, the dreadlocks would be a little difficult, and plus, especially for someone like me who ain't got no idea how to do that.
Yes.
So yeah, it was good while it lasted. I grew it out pretty long, but yeah, but it was also a little expensive too. So yeah, it kind of had to say goodbye to it after a while.
Well, one advantage about the dreadlocks is it make your hair look longer.
Yeah, it did.
But the disadvantage is it's hard to unravel, and as well as the maintenance, and plus the cost of the dreadlocks. You have to get them done every so often. So.
Yeah, and then plus try to keep it from getting dirty and stuff.
Yeah. Don't get me started if you have if you got braids and hair extensions.
Oh yeah.
Really long braids and that's out of hair extensions.
And we don't have anything against anybody who gets extensions. That's hey you guys do you. We have nothing against that. Only thing because I know you had a hair extension at one point there.
From when I was a kid to teenager.
Right. So and then even when we first started dating there,
Yes.
that perm, but
weaving perm.
Right, and And hey, it looked really good. And, yeah, like I said, I didn't have no problem with her having it. I was like, I was cool with that.
Yes.
But only thing that got me a little worried about it was sometime it like when she got her hair done, and like had to scratch her head or something like that.
Yes.
I was just kind of worried all of a sudden, like out somewhere, a lot of people around, all of a sudden just falls out, and everybody, and all of a sudden like everybody look and oh my gosh, yeah, sort of a moment like that, because this actually happened to one of my friend's big sister.
Yeah.
She had a hair extension like that, and she wasn't even scratching her head. I don't know how she had that thing in her head, but my mom called us like, "Hey, it's lunchtime, yeah." She gets up and her extension just fell right out.
Ow.
And I did not know about extensions back then. I was like, "Your hair fell out."
I think that happened to me when I was a kid, and I think some kids were noticing.
Yeah, that's
a disadvantage.
Yeah, like I say again, nothing against people, nothing against if you have it, but if you're one to have it, yeah, just make sure if you're doing it yourself or you have somebody putting it in for you, make sure it's put in there really good, and you're able to keep it up well. That's the only thing I suggest to those of y'all who choose to get that there.
I prefer to just wear my own hair and just let it grow out naturally. I know it would take a long time to grow, but if you maintain your health right, as well as taking some biotin, it'll grow.
Yep. Or you can take this advice. Yeah.
Yes.
Or you can take her advice.
Just be in better health.
You're right.
And take biotin, drink lots of water.
And that comes from the fact of her actually,
Yes.
her experience with that there.
Yes.
Yeah.
As well as going to the salon regularly.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and yeah, that was the only time I ever had to be at a salon because of my dreadlocks.
Yes.
Yeah, so yes, guys do go to hair salons too sometimes. Just like Angel Kronk.
Yeah.
So, of course, there's this moment. What I miss? So Yzma just handed me this knife, and then and while he's talking to Angel and Devil Kronk, he sees them, but nobody else does. So Yzma's like,
Our people have those moments too, when a person is talking to somebody that he or she can only see, but the other person couldn't, and that they think that person's crazy.
probably do. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they probably do, because Yzma's like, what? And Kuzco and Pacha like, no, that's your boy.
Why you go where I can't follow?
Oh, Nostalgia Critics review of Doug. When in his case, Doug, they were talking about how when Doug be daydreaming. So Doug, what do you think about the video? Doug, I hate it when you do this. Why do you go where I can't follow? It was a little joke from Nostalgia Critic about that.
Now I came up with a riddle. What's a place that only one person can come in, like could see and can think of, but the other person cannot come in, which is your thoughts and dreams. One person can come in, but the other people can't, which is a person's thoughts and dreams. I don't understand what you're saying, but please speak English.
I've got it. Please excuse the quality of this jump cut and the angle. We switched to Super Sentai stock footage like they do for Power Rangers.
There's not no sense.
Royal Sentai, Royal Talk. Okay, what happened for real though? Apparently we gotta get a new battery for the camera. We do, which of course you noticed the other footage is there, but this is the point where, for some reason, it just gave out, and even with it plugged up, it won't come back on. So yes, saying we need a new battery. So you gotta get that taken care of in order for us to continue more videos.
It wouldn't surprise me if most YouTubers are in that same situation at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
They get that problem at times.
Yep. So yeah, continue the rest of it here with the laptop camera. That's why we look like we're in an '80s film.
Either an '80s film or a '90s sitcom.
It's like what? As Deadpool saying, man, look at all these cars out here. What is this, 2007?
Or 1997.
What are we on, the episode of Family Matters? I get. Oh, funny, I should mention Family Matters. I guess y'all probably going to come and say, "Oh, look, it's Carl Winslow."
If we were stuck in a time warp like the 90s, you wouldn't be having that smartphone right now. You would just have a regular mobile phone.
Gasp.
Yes.
Gasp.
A bulky mobile phone. And you cannot reach your what you have on there with it. You know. What you have in there.
TV convenience.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway.
Yes.
Anyway, back. The movie does. The Emperor's New Groove does things at random that can't be explained. So. Yeah.
Looks like we got a moment right there now. Ironic, isn't it?
Pretty much. So yes, of course, you get the, here everybody's wondering what in the world is going on with Kronk.
Kronk, why do you think you could do this? It's one simple little thing. It's like I'm talking to a monkey.
Oh, whoa now.
A big stupid monkey named Kronk.
Ouch.
And you know what else? I never liked your spinach puffs. Never.
And big guy, why you had to go hurt his feelings like that? big guy's got feelings too. Yeah, and what's even it's fun, both the angel and the devil Kronk are like oh no she didn't.
Defending him.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's it. She going down. He just clocked the pitchfork like it was a gun. But now, boys, from above, the wicked shall receive their just reward. That'll work.
The chandelier.
But apparently, as you would think that would work, but as let me say it like this. You see, she's so skinny that the chandelier went right through her, and it didn't even smash her.
If she was a normal-sized human, she wouldn't be that fortunate.
Yeah. So that thing just went right through her.
Because she was so super skinny. It makes you wonder how much she really weighed. 50 pounds?
Possibly.
Just 50 pounds?
Well, let's put it this way. In the real world, I don't think she'd be alive for too long.
In the real world?
Mm-hmm. And let's not forget, Yzma, despite the fact that she's old as sin, has a mother that's twice as old as her as sin.
It makes you wonder how old is her mother. Like, is she in the 500s or thousands?
Yeah, the episode they showed her mother in Emperor's New School. And there's a scene where Kronk's like, "Oh, your mother getting impatient." She keeps going, "Watch your language."
Heck, Yzma and her mother could pass for being immortal beings.
So
they might be immortal.
Well, I got something going on. I'll put it that way. Although, one thing we forgot to mention, Yzma being so old was actually part of what the movie was going to be. It was going to be her trying to find eternal youth. and get her beauty back.
It wouldn't surprise me if all old people wanted eternal youth. I bet old people wish to have that.
I
So
guess,
they'd be young again.
guess that'd be like, well, let's just say we also would see something like they did. Now, of course, we're not going to go into a whole thing here, but there is something like that in the sequel to this movie. And also Yu-Gi-Oh! GX with the superintendent who went through all that trouble to get 7 Shadow Riders to get the Sacred Beast cards and make himself into young Tarzan.
Not just elderly people, also middle-aged people too.
Midlife crisis.
Yeah, that they want to be young again.
So like Uncle Phil when he bought that motorcycle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, of course, after all this, we get a they try to get the potion, but of course Yzma's not gonna let them get it so easily, and even calls some guards in to come after Pacha and Kuzco.
Seize them! They murdered the Emperor!
Don't you mean Pacha murdered the Emperor? The llama doesn't have nothing to do with it because he's an animal.
Yeah, and I find it hard to believe that Pacha would be capable of that. I'm just saying, I'm not saying Pacha's not smart, but really, Pacha? Sweet Pacha?
He looks too innocent to be a murderer.
Yeah, especially with his moral values and stuff, but they don't take heed to that. And of course, because we're dealing with potions and stuff, the guards get turned into animals. Hey, I've been turned into a cow. Can I go home?
You're excused. Anyone else?
No, we good. So, yeah, there's also a moment where Kuzco turns into different animals, like a turtle, Iago the bird, and a whale, Moby Dick, and then back to a llama again. And then eventually it leads to them getting the right potion along with one more. Yzma grabs a hold of them and the other potion turns her into a kitty.
A ferocious kitty.
Yeah, that's what they say. Don't underestimate your opponent. Yeah,
And she also has this voice. Is that my voice? Is that my voice?
Yeah.
Oh well.
yep. But with some teamwork, of course, from Pacha and Kuzco, they do get the potion back to turn him back to normal. And Yzma gets slammed in the door by Kronk.
Ouch. Now the way Kronk opens the door reminds me of a Looney Tunes intro.
Yeah. All we missing is the dun, 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 dun. I believe, but that's all, folks. I think you also made that joke with we was watching Avengers World Mightiest Heroes with Tony Stark,
Yeah.
the animated series there, when his head popped through the wall from Wonder Man. Pepper, run!
Ouch. No.
Yeah. So after all of that, Kuzco apologizes to the old man he threw out, and spares Pacha's home. But I think we heard some singing on the hill next to us, if you're interested. And because of this, not only does he get a summer home on this other hill, but Pacha and the villagers get to share with him,
Aw.
as well as his family is too. Ha! Boom, baby! Yep. Which adds to the song, if you ain't got friends, then nothing's worth the fuss.
And we know as Pacha finally got his third child.
Oh yes. That's a good timing for the third child at this moment there with the happy ending.
I think it looked like they have a boy for their third child.
And I guess Kuzco is sort of like, I guess you could say, I know he's not blood related to Pacha, but sort of like that son taking in there.
Almost like Uncle Phil in Will Smith's character.
Yeah, that would be really. That would kind of be interesting. Will and Uncle Phil as Kuzco and Pacha if James Avery was still alive.
Yes.
Yeah, that would actually be kind of interesting.
It would have been nice if he lived a little longer.
Hmm
He could also live for the reunion.
Yeah, he was an OG
Yes.
for that show. Yeah. Yep.
I hated that his health declined.
Oh yeah. That's one thing about it. Say, make sure y'all take good care of yourselves. And I know, and yep, you know you're gonna say it. Yep, we gotta take care of ourselves too.
Not only physical health is important, also mental health too.
You need both of them. Yeah, you need both mental and physical.
Yes, especially your mental health more often because of what you think.
Yeah, because that could have an effect on the physical health too. So,
Yes.
like take Sherman Klump when he was depressed, he ate there.
Yeah.
Ate out of depression there.
Yeah.
Yep. So, and of course that ends the movie with also Kronk becoming a troop leader of the Junior Chipmunks, teaching the kids how to speak squirrel, and of course Kitty Yzma squeaking. Yep. So, yeah, that's a good way to start off. Good little review for this starting of this month, especially with my birthday coming up. Being a king myself, and not to mention the mentioning of the King's Barbecue. Yep. I guess you could say we had 3 kings mentioned in this video.
Shit.
The Kuzco, me, and King Turkey Legs and Wings. Anything else you like to add to that?
It's mainly a story about redemption. We see Kuzco, who's more like a jerk to anybody he talks to encounters because he is so full of himself that he just thinks more highly of himself until he got turned to a llama by Yzma because of her hate towards Kuzco. But then he met up with Pacha, and then they started to have an odd relation towards each other. But as time goes on, they talk to one another, then they fight for a while, and then they help each other out. And then when Kuzco turned back into a llama, he redeemed himself by being nice to people, including apologize to the old man who threw him out earlier. As well as letting Pacha keep his summer home.
Yeah.
And made a compromise.
The old man that he threw out. Yeah.
Yeah. A true story about redemption towards your actions.
And it's sort of ironic that I would think that I made a reference to Descendants, because the Descendant trilogy.
Yeah.
With the kids of the villain, that kind of was the thing with those 3 movies too.
Well, they just want to reform themselves.
Right. So apparently, yeah, the formula that you see in Descendants actually had been tested out before in a movie, which was Emperor's New Groove. Because like a lot of people say, originally, in a way, Kuzco was a villain at the first of the movie.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's like he was sort of like the king, sort of similar to, I guess you could say, a comedical animated version of what we will see in another movie. I won't say what it is. That be coming up. That was picked out by her.
Yes.
Yeah, that be coming up. Yeah, let's just say this is like a kid-friendly version of what we'll be looking at in the next review. Yeah. When you think about it, but only difference with this movie, because it's kid friendly, Kuzco does get redemption. Yep. So, yeah, pretty much like the VKs and Descendants.
It's also based in real life, but it's also based in reality. We all make mistakes, especially mistakes that we are not proud of, that are considered sinful, as well as really terrible, that people will or will not forgive you depending on how they feel about you. But as time goes on, you try to redeem yourself in order to gain the love of others back.
Right.
which takes time. Like one day, you have to take one day at a time in order to get your redemption.
And another important thing is getting is asking God for forgiveness as well. Because trust me, it's good to get others to forgive you. Don't get me wrong, but it's not always a guarantee because, like I say, we're human. A lot of us as humanly speaking, yeah, acting upon human emotions, yeah, it's because trust me, there's gonna be humanly speaking, there's gonna be some things like they say in some of them, in some of the Japanese versions of certain shows, I won't forgive you.
Well, forgiveness is a choice, and the people and the person who made that mistake, they will say, "I don't deserve forgiveness. Just let me move on. I don't deserve it."
There's some cases like that where even like ones that you do, like, well, I forgive you, man, and but they don't feel like they like Judas, Judas could have been forgiven for what he did betraying Jesus, but he took it so to the point that he hung himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he did not accept, the forgiveness there.
Yes. And people will say, I made a mistake. You don't have to forgive me, and you don't have to even like me. I just want to move on with my life.
Yeah, like I say, it's a lot, which kind of relates to what you said about mental health too, because sometimes that mental health can affect you in areas like that. There.
Yeah.
Yeah, your way of thinking in situations like that.
I think you mentioned before, if you don't forgive other people or yourself, God won't forgive you.
Yes, like I say, so that's another thing. Forgiveness is not so much, not just for the other person. Not only just for the other person, but also for you. Because if you forgive, then you'll be forgiven. Because trust me, you mess up just like that person messed up to you. You mess up too. Like I say, you point one finger, you got 4 pointing back at you. Like I say, so it's not always easy to do, but even if the person that you forgive, doesn't do anything to redeem themselves or anything like that, still forgive them though, and move on. And what happens with them, that's going to be between them and the good Lord. But you do your part and forgive them.
Yes, and there are times if you don't forgive the person, there are times God will give you a sign, a sign that will make you forgive the person. Sometimes God can give you signs.
In a way,
there's no saying that forgiveness is better than hate.
Yes, like Martin Luther King stated, he said, forgiveness as well as love too.
Yes.
But that's what takes love to forgive. Yeah, like you say, the only way to defeat fear and hate is love.
Yes, and I know us as humans, we tend to have moments that we hate that person, humanly speaking.
Yeah, like the human part of us. But that's why it's also important to have God in your life. There, because like I say, Spirit of God can override that human part of you.
and the human part also wish bad things to happen on that person, like going to where.
Yep. Yeah, that's a big no. Don't ever tell somebody to go to hockey sticks.
Or I wish you were dead.
Yeah, you gotta know what we're talking about. Yeah, man.
Yet there are times words are powerful, and you'll regret it if that did happen to the other person. You'll regret it. Like, what have I done or said? And can I take it back?
That's what Medea pointed out. Say how, you talking about, well, I'm so mad and then all of a sudden that person dies, and you wish you, yeah. So like the scenario with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, with
Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben. Now, of course, in that case, you know, it was because he had an emotional outburst at him. But yeah, pretty much similar to that there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think with the emotional outburst comes pressure towards Uncle Ben.
That's what he confessed to Aunt May. You know, is he tried to tell me something, and I just threw it in his face. Yeah. Or yeah, but I think even Terry McGinnis and Batman Beyond had an issue like that before his father died.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know we have moments when we're pressured towards the people we are close to, like our loved ones, that we tend to have an emotional outburst because we had enough of hearing their lectures and words and stuff. That you just, please let me live my life.
Yeah, but it's not easy, but yes.
Yeah.
Like I say,
I have those moments.
Not always may not be easy to do, but it's not impossible though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, like I say, if Pacha could, I'll put it this way, someone like Pacha was able to fight through his human emotions and still, you know, treat Kuzco well, and which led Kuzco to having a change of heart. And the same, and hey, we should be able to take that example. Yeah.
You're kind of like Pacha.
I do imagine myself as Pacha.
Yeah.
Yep. Anything else you got there?
That's all I can think of.
Okay. Well, so that's what we got. All we got for the Emperor's New Groove, and just in time because I'm out of water. And yeah, so just like the Emperor in the beginning of the movie, and also from our sponsorship, we're gonna get something to eat. So, and I'm pretty sure you guys gonna eat. Well, y'all probably might be eating while you're watching this video. So, like what you saw, definitely like, share with your friends and family, subscribe, as well as get some of our available comic books like Yumiko and Bubblina, and also Yumiko and all the Bubblina books are also available on ebook now. Yeah, I know probably like, well, why you didn't have that all done? No, I didn't. I never did think to. I don't know why. I just didn't. I just didn't think, you know, it was doing it, but I have done it now. So they're all available on ebook. I will put the Star Trek books on ebook at some point when I get a chance. But you can get your Miyako and Bubblina up there right now. If those of y'all that do ebook, and also you can also get hardback physical copies from us as well, and also support us on Patreon. Yes, and also and if you're in the Shreveport area, if you're ever coming around the Shreveport area, check out my boy King and get some of that barbecue. especially what I ate from over there. Oh yeah, that's some good eating. And we will see y'all in the next video. Take care, everybody.
Bye, everyone.